Have you ever wondered why women live longer than men? Why do they carry such unwavering strength, grace, and resilience? In today's Satsang, we unravel the divine mystery behind women's longevity. Beyond biology and tradition lies a truth rooted in spiritual power. From mother's love to wives' sacrifices, it's a celebration of the goddess within. Join us as we explore ancient wisdom and spiritual science. Discover how women naturally walk closer to the divine. Stay tuned. This could change how you see the women in your life.
Today's satsang is mystery of longevity of life of females versus males and unique characteristics of females. In this society, there are only two types, women and men. In our society, women make a significant contribution. It is only through women that we come into this world, such is the way of life. Even great men have come into this world through them. Therefore, women are held in the highest regard. A house where women are not respected can never be truly happy. For us, women are the embodiment of the divine. In Hinduism, we revere 9 forms of the goddess, and we celebrate Navratri twice a year in their honor. The Navratri that falls during winter is especially significant. For 9 days, we worship the various forms of the goddess. Each form has its own qualities, and together they guide our lives. Durga Ma embodies all kinds of powers. In her reside all the divine energies of the gods. So, we begin today's satsang by bowing in reverence to the goddesses. Whether one is born male or female, there are physical differences. There are also differences in growth and in ways of thinking. But in the human experience, there are only 3 true priorities. The first priority is consciousness. The second is the mind. And the third is the heart. Consciousness differs between men and women according to their past actions, karma. The level of development one has achieved in previous lives shapes the state of their consciousness in this life. Some aspects of consciousness remain in the form of dormant seeds, while others are already developed. In women, the heart takes priority. The heart is the seat of love and devotion. That is why, in women, love and devotion are deeply valued. For this reason, women are naturally closer to the Lord, because they are embodiments of love. As I mentioned earlier, love itself is God. Devotion arises from love. This is why women more easily connect with the divine, because their hearts are naturally more developed from birth. In contrast, men tend to have a more developed mind. And the mind is associated with Maya, illusion. Now, this does not mean that men do not have a heart. They do. But generally, their heart is not as developed. Similarly, women also have a mind, but it is usually not as developed as in men. So, we can say that in women, love and devotion are more developed, while in men, the mind is more dominant. A complete being is one in whom both the heart and mind are fully developed. Lord Krishna is considered such a complete being. He was present on the battlefield, embodying wisdom and strength. Yet, love and devotion always remained with his friends and devotees. He is the perfect balance, Purna Purush. All true seekers, whether Mahavir or Mahatma Buddha, were born as men. But through deep meditation and spiritual discipline, they awaken the inner feminine aspect within themselves. They developed immense love and devotion, thus attaining the divine balance. As soon as love and devotion are awakened within a person, they come very close to God, just as women are naturally close to God from birth. The only difference is that women possess innate love and devotion. In seekers, this love and devotion arise through spiritual knowledge and meditation. And through that process, they begin to embody the divine. Women have a unique advantage. They already possess deep love and devotion. If they also receive true knowledge and understand the depth of love and devotion, they can reach God with the speed of a rocket. Women are full of love and devotion, but often, they gain knowledge gradually. And because of this, they can sometimes be misled by others. Their loving nature, when not guided by wisdom, becomes vulnerable. But with proper understanding, their spiritual progress can be incredibly swift. Let us reflect further. Women work many times more than men. They serve in many forms. As mothers, sisters, daughters, wives, grandmothers. From them, we learn the essence of love and devotion. From our mothers and sisters, from our daughters and grandmothers, we learn compassion, sacrifice, and divine love. Because they are so close to the Lord, we too are drawn closer to Him through their influence. This is a great gift. Why is it that women help men walk the path of righteousness? Even scientifically, the Lord seems to have taken more care and effort in designing the physical body of a woman. Compared to the male body, the female body is far more complex. If we were to compare the human body to a machine, then the female body would be 4 to 5 times more intricate and costly than the male body. Just observe how much effort and pain a woman endures to give birth. That pain is known as the pangs of labor, the most intense pain known to humanity. There is no suffering greater than that. And yet, after giving birth, a woman gradually returns to her natural state. A woman takes care of the home. She raises our children. She looks after her own parents and also our parents. Nearly all household responsibilities are managed by her. And in today's world, women are also stepping into professional roles and careers. Just consider the magnitude of their contribution. Despite all this, she doesn't become depressed or burdened. She remains mentally strong and stress-free. One of the reasons for this, as created by the Lord, is that each month a woman's body naturally releases negative energy through the process of menstruation. After this, she regains purity and vitality. Medical science also supports this. Women face fewer issues related to the heart, blood pressure, and many other diseases. This is partly because they engage in constant physical activity, which keeps them healthy. Furthermore, despite all their duties and physical efforts, women statistically live 5–10% longer than men. If a man lives to be 80, a woman often lives to 90 or even 100. This is a proven fact. Though men may seem more physically dominant, women often pass away peacefully and move on spiritually with grace. So, why do women live longer? That is what I want to share. First, they suffer from fewer diseases. Second, they do not take emotional burdens too seriously. They live with love and devotion, and to live in love and devotion is to live in the presence of the divine. For women, this comes naturally. And those who live close to the Lord may not have eternal life, but they do live longer, healthier lives than those who are disconnected. We observe this clearly. Let's understand it symbolically. Imagine two mountains with a valley between them. The peaks of the mountains represent men, the valley or pit between them represents women. The valley is covered in darkness, while the peaks are exposed to light. But darkness is more consistent. Light comes and goes, but darkness remains. In the universe, darkness is everywhere, beneath the ground, in space. Light is rare and fleeting. When a woman is like that valley, deep, quiet, enduring, she naturally lives longer. In times of calamity, it is the peaks that crumble. The valley remains unaffected. This means that when challenges or disasters strike, it is often men who are impacted the most. The woman, like the valley, endures and holds everything within. No matter how much you pour into it, the valley does not overflow. In this way, you can understand why a woman's life is generally longer. She carries no negative energy. A man may tire easily from a single difficult experience, while a woman continues working tirelessly without complaint. The Lord has endowed her with extraordinary strength and resilience. That is why we consider her a form of the goddess. She nurtures men and children alike. In the divine form, she not only supports but also uplifts and guides men on the righteous path. You know the story of Tulsidas. His wife once told him, "How long will you remain attached to this body of flesh and bone? If you had this much love for the Lord, you would have attained Him by now." Her words pierced his heart so deeply that he turned entirely toward God, and ultimately, he attained the Lord. It was from that pain and devotion that he created the Ramcharitmanas. A similar story is found in the life of Valmiki. His wife told him, "It is your duty to earn money and provide, but we are not your partners in your sins. We follow our own path, not your greed." Her words wounded him so deeply that he began chanting the name of Ram continuously for 25 to 30 years. He was so immersed in devotion that even birds and ants made their home in his hair. And eventually, he attained the Lord and went on to compose the Valmiki Ramayana. This is the glory of women. In the time of Maharana Pratap, during the war with the Mughals, one of his greatest commanders was so emotionally attached to his wife, his Dharmapatni, that it was difficult for him to live even a single day without her. Even while at war, he kept sending a soldier back home to inquire about her well-being, one day, then the next, and again on the third day. On the third day, when the soldier came, the Dharmpatni took a sword and cut off her own head. She said, "Give this to my husband." This is the story of Mandmal. You cannot even imagine how much a woman can sacrifice for her husband. You cannot even begin to fathom it. Her sacrifice is beyond comprehension. Kalidas, who was once completely ignorant, got married to a highly knowledgeable woman. That woman helped transform Kalidas into a great scholar. His condition was such that, in his ignorance, he once cut the very branch he was sitting on. But with her humility, patience, and guidance, she helped Kalidas grow so much that he went on to write great poetry. You cannot even imagine how powerful the presence of God is in a woman. This is the divine power of God. Not everyone can attain this power, it is a gift from the divine. Within women lies an ocean of love and devotion. No matter how much your wife may argue with you during the day, by evening she embraces you with love. This too is an expression of deep love and devotion. You must have heard of Anusuya, a woman of immense virtue. Even Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, the most revered deities in Hinduism, were astonished by her purity and devotion. To test her chastity and righteousness, they went to her home disguised as sages, asking her for alms. But they did so with a hidden condition that would compromise her pativrata dharma, devotion to her husband. Anusuya instantly understood their intention. She realized this was not a true request for alms, but a test of her virtue. So, she meditated upon her husband's name with deep devotion and transformed Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh into infants. She then brought them into her home and fed them with her own milk, fulfilling their request without breaking her vow as a devoted wife. The next day, the wives of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh came searching for their husbands. Anusuya calmly said, "They are inside. Recognize your husband and take him with you." The three goddesses bowed their heads in humility and took their husbands back. A woman fulfills her husband's dharma with such grace and divine strength that even Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh cannot face her. There is a story in the Ramcharitmanas about a man who sold parrots. You can read this story. The parrot seller had trained his parrots so well that they would say, "Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare." One day, a woman was traveling in her chariot and heard this beautiful chant. She asked the parrot seller to give her the parrot. The seller warned her, saying, "You cannot handle it. Your business is like this." But the woman was determined and said, "I will pay whatever you ask. I will handle it." The parrot seller agreed and said, "I will give it to you for 2 days. But I will collect the money later, only if you can handle it." The woman took the parrot and left. At 4 a.m., the parrot started chanting, "Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare." The woman had gone to sleep at midnight but woke up at 4 a.m. and struggled with the parrot's chanting. The next day, she stopped her business earlier, at 10 p.m. instead of midnight. She got up at 4 a.m. and stayed with the parrot, enduring the difficulty. Within 4 days, through her devotion to the Lord, she stopped working without even bathing. After bathing, she chanted Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare with the parrot. This shows the depth of a woman's love and devotion, how she can leave greed behind for love and devotion. The Ramcharitmanas contains many such heart-touching stories, showing how much a person, especially a woman, can transform. A woman is the embodiment of devotion and love. The Lord created women with different characters, but behind every character, there is a divine reason. If you get a woman who can take care of you and your family, then through her love and devotion, you can easily reach the Lord. Even if the woman is strict, does not care much for you, or speaks harshly, she still helps you on your spiritual path. She prevents you from falling into lust and leads you toward renunciation. Whether a woman is sweet-spoken or harsh-spoken, she supports men in both ways. There is no end to this support. She is with men in every form. You may know the story of Ahilya, a beautiful and virtuous woman, wife of sage Gautam. Indra cast his evil eye on her and came disguised as her husband. She could not recognize the deception, but later, when her real husband could not understand the situation, she was cursed and turned into stone. Ahilya prayed to God, asking that his divine dust may fall on her and help her gain knowledge, to recognize true from false and to be saved from deception. Women with love and devotion always move toward knowledge. God Ram helps such women in every way, and no one can mislead them. You may have noticed that as women age, their nature sometimes becomes more like men's. Men who do not understand the hormonal changes often think their wives have become harsh. But this is not a harsh nature, it is a natural change in life. If a man understands this, and after 50 years of age entrusts his wife with the responsibilities of the house, then peace prevails. If he does not, tension arises because the wife, by her devotion, naturally takes on a stronger role. You may also notice that older women may even start to grow a little mustache. This is natural. If a man understands this deeply, the relationship remains strong. Otherwise, separation may occur. In Western societies, this misunderstanding leads to diverse family situations. It is very important to understand that despite these changes, there remains a strong sense of devotion within women. Women today are achieving great progress. They enter politics and hold high positions. This has happened in our country as well as in places like Germany, Colombo, and Sri Lanka. Women have become prime ministers and leaders. God has given women all kinds of qualities that evolve over time, just as men change. Women can rise to very high positions and play important roles. You may know that Cleopatra, the wife of Julius Caesar, was considered the most beautiful woman in history. She was a queen, unmatched in beauty. When her husband was killed and she died, Even her ministers were eager to see her and were deeply impressed by her beauty and power. This shows how much divine power a woman can hold. In short, life is wonderful, and whatever a man earns or spends, much of it is spent on women. The household is run by a woman, and all the money is spent there. She also cares for the children, so the resources are naturally directed towards her. Even in luxury, a woman enjoys a comfortable life, surrounded by clothes, jewelry, and the fruits of earning. Every man follows a woman, not in a wrong way, but recognizing her divine power. She is the form of love and devotion. That is why a man is naturally attracted to a woman. If love and devotion were not present, a man would not be drawn to a woman. You might think otherwise, but that is not the reality. Look into the eyes of any woman, you will find only love and devotion there. That is why a man is attracted and spends his life with her. She is the form of God and is worthy of worship. Women like Ahilya, who prayed for knowledge from Lord Ram, show that when knowledge increases along with devotion and love, a woman retains what she hears in her heart. She does not forget easily but holds the knowledge deeply. When knowledge grows, devotion and love become gifts from the Lord. As consciousness develops, a woman cannot even imagine how much knowledge the Lord has bestowed on her through love and devotion. With even a little knowledge, spiritual growth is immense. She becomes the form of a revered goddess. Like the 9 goddesses we worship, women possess love, devotion, and knowledge. Through this knowledge, their consciousness develops to such a high degree that they easily reach the state of samadhi and take the form of a goddess. For a woman, reaching the Lord is very easy. You know how Meera and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reached the Lord through dance and devotion. With a little knowledge, a woman can easily reach samadhi and become a goddess. For us, it is not difficult to understand that the woman in our house is a form of the goddess. By worshipping her, we too can reach the Lord. She guides us in every way because she has the Lord's power. When even a little of the Lord's power shines through her, her talents become radiant. Not only we, but everyone reveres her. In our society, Navratri celebrates 9 goddesses. Our mother at home is also a form of the goddess. She should be worshipped and revered always. Because of this, our home becomes heaven, and our lives follow the path to heaven. May God bless us with the grace of such a goddess so we may worship her. She is great. She is the form of love and devotion. If we cultivate a little love and devotion along with our spiritual practice, we too can easily meet the Lord. With these words, I offer my love and devotion to all women in the form of the goddess. Thank you.